All right, get ready, because today we're going deep, really deep into this secret.
Oh, yeah.
But we're going way beyond just scratching the surface. Like, think Blinkist level.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about Rhonda Byrne's audiobook, where she's got like all these different teachers and experts.
Right.
And they're all talking about the law of attraction. So, are you ready to unlock, like, the true power of your thoughts?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
I think it's amazing how The Secret, it took this concept that's been around for, ever.
Yeah.
And really made it this global phenomenon. It's incredible.
Right.
But we should, set the record straight right up front. This isn't wishing on a star.
Right.
The law of attraction is a universal principle, always at play,
Yeah.
shaping our reality, whether we realize it or not.
Okay, so I get that. This law is always on, right?
Right.
But, why isn't everyone just living their dream life, you know?
Right.
Because I feel like we've all had that moment where we've wanted something so badly,
Yeah.
but it didn't just, magically appear.
Yeah, and that's where it gets, really interesting.
Right.
And that's a question that the book really digs into. So imagine you're holding, this super powerful magnet.
Okay.
What happens when you, bring it close to metal objects?
Mm-hmm.
They stick, right?
Yeah, they stick.
Our thoughts kind of work the same way.
Okay,
They
so-
attract experiences that match, their frequency.
Uh-huh.
But here's the thing. Most of us are kind of walking around with our magnets, pointed in all different directions,
Mm-hmm.
and we're focusing on what we don't want.
So it's instead of visualizing, financial abundance, I'm stressing about paying the bills.
That's a perfect example.
Okay.
Yeah. The Secret calls this the don't want epidemic. We're, fixated on what we lack,
Right.
and we unintentionally draw in more of that.
Oh, okay.
So instead, we got to become more aware of our thoughts and consciously choose to focus on what we want.
So it's more than just positive thinking then, right? It's about aligning your energy with what you want.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And The Secret lays out this 3-step creative process to manifest your desires.
Okay.
The first step is ask.
Ask.
And this doesn't mean whispering your wish to a genie or something.
Right.
It's about getting crystal clear on what you truly want.
Mm-hmm.
So think laser focus, writing it down, maybe making a vision board, just anything that solidifies your desire.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But then what, just because I write down my dream job, it doesn't mean it's just going to poof,
Yeah.
appear.
Right. That's where step 2 comes in, believe.
Believe. Okay.
And this is where you you act, you speak, and you think as if you already have what you want. You're essentially convincing your subconscious mind that it's already a reality.
So if I want that promotion, I should be visualizing myself crushing it in that new role before I even get it.
Exactly. It's it goes beyond visualization too, you know?
Mhm.
You start making choices that are in alignment with your desired reality.
Yeah.
So, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur,
Right.
maybe you start networking or taking courses or even setting up a home office.
Yeah.
It's about taking inspired action
Yeah.
that resonates with your belief.
Okay, I'm starting to see how all the pieces fit together.
Right.
But remind me, what's the last step?
The final step is receive.
Okay, receive. But what does that really mean?
Receive is all about feeling the emotions of having already achieved your desire.
Okay.
It's not just intellectually knowing that you'll get it. It's embodying that feeling. So imagine walking into your dream home
Yeah.
and feeling the excitement, the joy, that sense of accomplishment.
Right.
You're basically tuning your emotional frequency to match your desire.
So it's not enough to just think it. I have to truly feel it.
You got it. And there's this great story in the book about Jack Canfield, a famous author and success coach. And his goal was to make $100,000 in a year.
Okay.
And so he wrote it down, visualized it, and most importantly, he felt the emotions of achieving it.
Right.
He even pretended to deposit a $100,000 check into his bank account every day.
Wow.
And then out of nowhere, he got this book deal that earned him exactly $100,000.
That's incredible. That really shows you the power of combining that clear intention
Right.
with belief and emotional alignment.
Yeah.
But a part of me is thinking, is it really that easy? Can we just conjure up anything we want just by feeling good about it?
Well, it's not always easy, and The Secret doesn't pretend that it is.
Okay.
It's more about understanding how our thoughts and emotions actually create our reality,
Right.
the underlying principles.
Right.
Think of it like learning a new skill. You're not going to be a master pianist overnight.
Right. Right.
It's Practice, dedication, and sometimes, you'll hit a few wrong notes along the way.
So what about the people that have tried all this stuff and it's like not working?
Right.
What are they doing wrong?
There are a few common pitfalls that people run into.
Yeah.
One is doubt. If you're constantly second-guessing yourself or
Yeah.
focusing on the how instead of trusting the process,
Right.
you're creating resistance. It's like trying to drive a car with one foot on the gas and the other on the brake.
Yeah.
You're not going to get very far.
Okay.
So it's not just about, fleeting positive thoughts.
Right.
It's about cultivating that deep, inner belief that what you desire is actually possible.
So it's about really believing it, not just
Yeah.
thinking it.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? What are some other common mistakes?
Another common one is focusing on the lack of something rather than its presence.
Oh.
So, for example, if you're always thinking, I'm broke,
Mm-hmm.
you're just reinforcing that reality.
Oh, right.
Instead, try focusing on gratitude for the money you do have, even if it's just a little
Yeah.
bit of, and that shift in focus, it starts to change your energy
Okay.
and it makes you more receptive to abundance.
So mindset really is everything, right?
It's huge.
We need to become like masters of our thoughts and emotions and align them with what we want to attract.
Yeah.
But let's be real, we're not robots, right?
Yeah.
We can't just be positive all the time. So what happens when those negative thoughts and feelings creep in? How do we deal with those?
That's where these secret shifters come in. Think of them as tools for consciously shifting your emotional state.
Okay.
It can be anything that brings you joy and lifts your mood. Maybe listening to uplifting music or spending time in nature
Right.
or remembering a happy memory or getting lost in a creative hobby.
Yeah.
The key is to find what works for you and use it to shift your energy.
I love that. Like having a toolbox of strategies, right?
Exactly.
To combat those negative thoughts. So we've been talking about mindset, emotional alignment, but are there specific techniques in The Secret for really putting this law of attraction into action?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The book goes into several powerful processes to really boost your manifestation efforts. One of them is visualization.
Okay.
And it's more than just daydreaming. It's about creating this vivid mental image of your desired outcome,
Okay.
engaging all your senses, sight, sound, touch, even smell and taste.
Wow.
You want to experience it like it's happening right now.
I can see how that could help you really believe that it's possible,
Absolutely.
But isn't there a risk of getting stuck in fantasy land and not actually taking action in the real world?
That's a good point. Visualization isn't about escaping reality. It's about creating this powerful, energetic blueprint that guides your actions.
Okay.
The key is to pair visualization with inspired action. So let's say you're visualizing your dream job.
Yeah.
You might also update your resume, research potential employers, network with people in your field. It's about aligning your inner world with your outer world.
So it's about finding that balance where your thoughts and your actions are working together
That's it.
to create the reality. Yeah,
You want
absolutely. Another powerful technique is gratitude.
gratitude. Okay,
And it's not just about saying thank you for the good things in your life.
right.
It's about cultivating deep appreciation for the abundance that's already around you,
Hmm.
even when things are tough.
So instead of thinking about what's missing, I should be thinking about what I do have.
Exactly. The book even suggests keeping a gratitude rock as a physical reminder.
A gratitude rock.
Yeah, carry it with you.
Okay.
And whenever you touch it, think of something you're grateful for. It's this simple but powerful way to cultivate a positive mindset
I love that.
and shift your energy towards abundance.
Like a little reminder.
Yeah.
Okay. But what about when things, don't go our way? Because, everyone experiences setbacks and disappointments.
Yeah,
Does The Secret have any advice on dealing with those moments?
it does. There's a technique called the pruning shears of revision.
The pruning shears of revision.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so imagine you're a gardener tending to this beautiful rose bush.
You prune away the dead branches
Right.
to help the healthy ones thrive, right?
Right.
The pruning shears of revision work the same way with your thoughts and experiences.
Okay, so how does that work?
You're basically consciously revising any negative experiences from your day
Okay.
and replacing them with a positive outcome.
Okay.
And you do this right before you go to sleep, when your subconscious mind is most receptive.
Oh, interesting.
So imagine replaying the scene,
Mm-hmm.
but this time, everything goes perfectly.
Yeah.
You say the right thing, you make the right decision,
Right.
you get what you want.
So it's like I'm mentally editing a movie to give it a better ending.
Exactly. But the key is to not just visualize the scene, but to feel the emotions you would feel if it had actually happened.
Okay.
So like feel the relief, the joy, the accomplishment.
Okay, so even if it didn't happen that way, I'm choosing to focus on like a more positive version of reality.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
It's a powerful way to release any negative energy you might be holding on to
Okay.
and rewire your subconscious for success.
It's so interesting. Okay, so we've covered a lot,
We have.
but I'm really curious to know how the secret applies to like specific areas of life, you
Yeah.
know, because like we all have dreams and desires
Right.
about our finances, relationships, our health. Does the book like tell us how to manifest abundance in these areas?
It absolutely does. The secret doesn't just stay theoretical.
Okay.
It offers practical insights and inspiring stories about how to apply the law of attraction to different parts of your life.
That's what we're going to explore
I
next.
can't wait.
You won't want to miss it.
So we left off talking about how to use the secret to manifest abundance in specific areas of life, like money, relationships, and health. Let's start with money. I mean, who wouldn't want more financial freedom, right?
I know, I wouldn't mind a bit more, but really, like, attracting wealth with your thoughts just, it seems kind of far out there, you know?
Wow.
What does the secret actually say about attracting money?
Well, one of the big things is shifting your focus from lack to abundance. So instead of always thinking about bills and debt, you concentrate on the feeling of being wealthy and prosperous.
Okay.
Think about it. Have you ever noticed that when you're stressed about money, it's like every expense just pops up at once?
Yeah, totally.
That's your focus on lack, and it's basically attracting more of the same.
Oh, okay. So it's like changing your mindset from I don't have enough to like I am abundant. But how do you do that when you're literally looking at a stack of bills?
Yeah, it's not always easy.
Mm.
The secret has some interesting techniques, though. One that really stuck with me is about this guy, David Shermer. He visualized checks coming in the mail. Like, he actually took his bank statement, whited out the balance, and wrote in the amount he wanted.
Wow.
It sounds wild. But he says within a month, things started changing. He started getting more checks and fewer bills. And actually, since the movie version of The Secret came out, tons of people have said the same thing. Unexpected checks showing up after they shifted their focus to abundance.
That's crazy. It seems like there's like something real going on there. It still feels a little bit like a magic trick, though. Like, do you really believe that just thinking about money can make it appear?
It's not about passive wishing, you know. The Secret makes it clear that it's not about figuring out how the money will come. It's about trusting that it will come.
Okay.
Remember, the law of attraction is about aligning your energy with what you want. When you believe that you can be abundant, you start making different choices, taking inspired action, and seeing opportunities you might have missed before.
So you're saying it's about that inner belief combined with taking action. That makes more sense. But what about giving money away? It seems like the opposite of what you should do if you're trying to attract more. What's the idea behind that?
Giving is actually a really powerful way to attract more abundance. It shows the universe that you have a mindset of plenty, that you believe there's enough to go around. It's like saying, hey, I trust that more abundance is coming my way. Plus, think about how you feel when you give a thoughtful gift or donate to a cause you care about. It feels good, right? Those positive emotions help align you with the frequency of abundance.
So even if it's just a small amount, giving can shift your energy and like create a ripple effect.
Exactly. It all comes back to aligning your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions with the frequency of what you want. Now, let's switch gears and talk about relationships. This is a big one for a lot of people. Does The Secret have any advice on finding love and building great relationships?
Yeah, I think everyone's looking for that magic formula for love. So what does The Secret say about attracting the right partner?
It all begins with self-love. The book really hammers this point home.
Yeah.
You can't expect to attract a loving, respectful partner if you don't love and respect yourself first.
Right.
It's about knowing your own worth, celebrating your strengths, and being kind and compassionate to yourself.
That makes a lot of sense. It's easy to get caught up in looking for validation from others, but the most important relationship is the one you have with yourself. But how do you actually cultivate self-love? That can be a tough one to figure out.
It's about shifting your focus to the things you like about yourself. Maybe it's your sense of humor, your creativity, your compassion, or your resilience.
Okay.
By focusing on the positive, you start to radiate a different energy. You're essentially telling the universe, this is who I am, and I'm worthy of love. And when you have that kind of confident energy, you naturally draw in people who will treat you the same way.
So instead of focusing on like my flaws or past relationships that didn't work out, I should focus on building myself up and feeling confident.
Exactly. It can make you more magnetic to potential partners.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about people who are already in a relationship? Does The Secret offer any tips on keeping the spark alive and creating a truly fulfilling partnership?
It does. One of the big takeaways is to focus on what you appreciate about your partner instead of getting hung up on their flaws. It's easy to fall into the trap of criticizing or taking each other for granted. But remember, whatever you focus on expands.
Right.
If you're always complaining about your partner's shortcomings, you're only going to notice them more.
It's like that saying, what you focus on grows. So, even in long-term relationships, it's important to consciously choose to see the good and appreciate the positive qualities your partner brings to the table.
That's it. And think about how you feel when someone genuinely appreciates you. Doesn't it make you want to be even better? By focusing on your partner's strengths and expressing your appreciation, you're actually encouraging them to show those qualities more often.
So it's like you're working together to create a more positive and loving dynamic by focusing on the best in each other.
Exactly. Now let's talk about another important part of life, our health. What does The Secret say about attracting health and well-being? Can we really think our way to good health?
That's a good question. Can we really think ourselves healthy? What does The Secret have to say about that?
Well, it's not as simple as just thinking positive thoughts and magically erasing all our health issues. But The Secret does highlight the powerful connection between our minds and our bodies.
Okay.
It talks about the placebo effect, for example. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, the idea that just believing in a treatment can have a positive effect on our health. It's pretty amazing when you think about it.
It really is. And The Secret suggests that this principle goes beyond just taking a sugar pill. If we can believe in a fake treatment, imagine the power we have to influence our bodies to heal by cultivating positive thoughts and emotions about our health.
So it's about seeing yourself as healthy and vibrant, feeling grateful for the well-being you already have, and not dwelling on illness or disease.
Exactly. The book encourages us to visualize ourselves as healthy and radiant, engaging all our senses in the experience. Like, feel the energy flowing through your body. Imagine yourself doing things you love with ease and energy. And just as important, cultivate gratitude for the health you do have, even if it's not perfect.
There's that gratitude piece again. It seems like gratitude is a key part of manifesting just about anything.
It really is. And when it comes to health, gratitude shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's right. It helps you appreciate the incredible ability of your body to heal and thrive. And speaking of incredible stories, the book shares Kathy Goodman's journey of healing from breast cancer using the power of her mind.
Oh, yeah. I remember reading about her. Didn't she use a combination of laughter, gratitude, and visualization to overcome her illness?
She did. It's a really inspiring example of the mind-body connection and the power we have to influence our well-being. But what about aging? Is it possible to slow down or even reverse aging using The Secret? I mean, we all want to feel young and energetic, but is that really possible?
That's the question, right? Can we really think our way to a younger body? What does The Secret say about that?
The book suggests that our beliefs about aging can actually affect how we age. It encourages us to let go of limiting beliefs about getting older and instead embrace the idea of agelessness.
So instead of thinking that our bodies inevitably decline with age, we should be thinking, I'm vibrant and healthy and my body is constantly renewing itself.
Exactly. It's about shifting your focus from decline to vitality. It makes sense when you consider that our bodies are constantly regenerating and renewing themselves at a cellular level. Why not support that process with positive thoughts and beliefs about aging?
That's a really empowering perspective. It's not about denying aging, it's about embracing the potential for lifelong health and vitality.
Exactly. And this all ties into a deeper, more spiritual side of The Secret. The idea that we are more than just our physical bodies. We're powerful beings with an innate capacity to heal, thrive, and create the reality we want.
I'm really interested in that. We've been talking about manifesting specific things like money, love, and health. But what about that deeper level of creation, that connection to something bigger than ourselves? What does The Secret have to say about that?
That's what we'll explore next. Get ready for a fascinating journey into the spiritual side of The Secret.
So we've been on this journey exploring The Secret, from the practical stuff to the mindset shifts. And now we're getting into like the deeper, the more spiritual side of the law of attraction. It's like peeling back the layers of an onion, you know.
Right.
We're getting to the core of what it really means to be a creator.
It's really interesting how The Secret takes these ancient spiritual concepts and makes them relevant to our lives today. Like, we're not just talking about manifesting a parking spot, right?
Huh?
This is about tapping into this universal power that connects all of us.
Okay, this is where I have to really concentrate. You mentioned the iceberg analogy before. Can you explain that a bit more? What does that have to do with us and our potential?
Right. Okay, so imagine an iceberg. What we see above the water, our bodies, our stuff, even our circumstances, that's just the tip. Underneath is this massive amount of unseen energy, our true essence, that's connected to what The Secret calls the universal mind.
So it's like we're these giant walking energy fields all connected to something way bigger than ourselves. But what does that actually mean for us, practically? Can we really tap into this universal mind and change our reality?
That's what The Secret says. And actually, spiritual teachers and mystics have been saying the same thing forever. By recognizing that we're connected to this universal mind, this source of infinite intelligence and power, we can tap into its limitless potential. It's like we're plugging into a universal power grid.
Wow. Okay, but how do we actually do that? Is it meditation? Is it prayer? What's the secret?
Well, there are a lot of ways to connect with this universal source. The Secret focuses on becoming aware of that connection, recognizing that we are spiritual beings, not just physical bodies. Things like meditation, prayer, being in nature, these can help us cultivate that awareness and open us up to that flow of universal energy.
So it's about turning our focus inward, quieting our minds, and finding that stillness where we can connect to something bigger.
Exactly. And as we become more tuned in to that inner power, we naturally start to align with the frequency of our desires. It's not about forcing things or trying to control. It's about surrendering to a higher power and trusting that things will unfold as they should.
That makes sense. But what about all the bad stuff that happens in the world? Poverty, war, sickness. If we're all connected to this universal mind, why is there so much pain and suffering? Does The Secret talk about that?
It's a question people have been asking for centuries. The Secret acknowledges that we can't control everything that happens outside of us, but we can control how we react to it. It encourages us to choose love over fear, to be compassionate even when things are tough. It's about realizing that we're all part of this bigger picture and that our thoughts and actions ripple out and affect the world around us.
So even when there's chaos and suffering, we have the power to choose our thoughts and emotions, and by doing that, we can help create a more positive and harmonious world.
Exactly. The Secret isn't about ignoring the negative. It's about choosing to focus on the light, the good, the possibility of a better world. It's about understanding that we all have a role in creating our reality and that our thoughts and feelings really matter.
That's a really powerful idea. So it's not just about getting what we want. It's about using our creative power to make the world a better place.
Exactly. The Secret is ultimately about recognizing our connection to each other, our own power, and our responsibility to use that power for good. It's about choosing love, gratitude, and believing in a brighter future.
This has been an amazing deep dive into The Secret. What's the one thing you hope our listeners take away from this?
The most important thing, I think, is that we are not victims of our circumstances. We are powerful creators with an amazing ability to shape our reality and make a difference in the world. And it all starts with our thoughts and feelings.
So if you want to change your world, change your thinking.
Exactly. The Secret is an invitation to embrace our true power as creators. Tap into that limitless potential inside us and use it to create a life full of joy, abundance, and meaning.
This has been such a fascinating deep dive into The Secret. I hope our listeners are inspired to keep exploring these ideas and discover their own unique connection to the power within.
Me too. Remember, the power to create the life you want is inside you.
And with that, we'll wrap up our episode. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. We'll see you next time for another exciting exploration.